Jordan Brand seems to be going hard on the Jordan 11 low silhouette this year. We saw the Space Jam 11 lows. Those are just absolutely, without a doubt, a beautiful colorway. They followed up with the Legend Pink, which I didn't really love too much. And this shoe, I feel like it's somewhere in between in terms of how excited I am for it. But yeah, that Space Jam 11 low is just, it's too nice. Too nice. I know I shouldn't compare it, but hard not to. Air Jordan 11 low, diffused blue. The shoe is dropping on August 17th for $190. I think it's pretty expensive for a low-cut Jordan Brand shoe, but $190 is what they've been going for the 11 lows. And first impressions of the shoe, it's decent. There's not much to say. I think it's decent. That's about it. Doesn't get me too excited. My sneaker hormone receptors aren't going crazy when I see this colorway on this shoe. Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of the 11 low silhouette. Unless it's the Space Jam lows, those are just, oh man, those are just so nice. But yeah, I don't have any huge complaints about this shoe also. It is what it is. In the upper of this shoe, it is a pretty standard Jordan 11 low. So you have this ballistic nylon mesh with the patent leather and this diffused blue color. And the patent leather, it's not the thickest cut of leather. I personally don't love patent leather, but it is a Jordan 11. Can't go into a Jordan 11 and get upset at patent leather. So it is what it is. The ballistic nylon mesh does feel pretty sturdy, but also soft at the same time, so not a lot of break-in time compared to like very stiff leather or very stiff canvas. At the back on the heel, that is leather. It does seem to be synthetic leather. Again, not too surprised there. And then also on the booty, you see that 23 that is printed on the Jordan 11 Gratitudes. That 23 was like an actual piece by itself, and it felt a little bit more luxurious, and you could tap it and feel like the solid nature of it. Usually for Jordan 11s, it's just printed onto the back of the shoe, and also a little stitch Jumpman in the back. In the moving up the tongue, one of the more unique things about the Jordan 11 is that tag on the tongue. If you flip it horizontally, you'll see the words Jumpman Jordan. On the Space Jams, it says Jumpman Jam. Switch it up for that colorway because it is a very special colorway. This is just a general release, so Jumpman Jordan it is, and you'll see just like regular Jordan 11s, comes in these thick rope-like laces. The shoe does not come with extra laces, so these are what you're getting. I think maybe some blue laces would look pretty nice, maybe even black. I think that would look pretty cool too. But white laces out of the box. Now the Jordan 11s comes with a Phylon midsole with a full-length Nike Air unit. Now the 11s was the last Jordan Brand shoe to use Nike Air. From the Jordan 12s and onwards, they started using Zoom Air. And this shoe also comes with a full-length carbon fiber plate. Carbon fiber, if you didn't know, it is a very durable but also lightweight material. So it gives you more added support on sneakers. It also helps with energy return. Just one of my absolute favorite things to put on sneakers. And of course, the beautiful, the delicious translucent outsole. Just beautiful. I think it looks very, 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 very nice. And the insole of the shoe, it is a Dreamstyle insole, nothing special. And the box of the shoe, pretty standard, Jordan box. And in terms of sizing and comfort, I'm a wide and flat footer for Jordan 11s, low or mids. I go true to size. I will say in the toe box area, it can get pretty stiff, especially out of the box. So just have some patience, wear it in. I've gone up half a size for 11s before. Didn't love how that fit, rather go with a more snug fit. But if you do prefer like a very loose fit, either loosen up the laces a lot or go up half size, change the insoles, whatever you want to do, just keep that in mind. But in terms of overall comfort, the 11 lows are pretty lightweight. It does feel still pretty flat to the ground. It is a basketball shoe overall, so that low profile feeling is very, very preferred for a lot of basketball players. I'm used to that because most of the shoes that I wear are Jordans or Nikes that were meant for basketball back in the day. However, the Tech Specs, even though it's old, I still think it works pretty well. The Phylon is relatively not as dense as some other Phylon, but still pretty dense. But the full-length Nike Air as well as carbon fiber, I really like. So in terms of overall comfort, I don't think it's as comfortable as like a Jordan 5. I think the padding around that shoe is just slightly better, but compared to like a Jordan 2, Jordan 12, the Jordan 3s, as well as the 13s and 14s, I think are slightly more comfortable than the 11. But the 11's right below that. For casual walking around, you definitely can't go wrong. And that brings the total sole score of the Air Jordan 11 Low Diffused Blue to 29 out of 40. Pretty average score compared to other general releases. Now first at is colorway. I think this is a very simple and clean colorway. Doesn't excite me too much, maybe a bit too simple, but it's easy to wear, so no big huge complaints. There's nothing about this colorway where I'm like, this is a deal breaker. There's no stupid sale, there's no weird bold colors, but it also doesn't get me super excited. So I like it, don't love it. Now in terms of materials, no huge surprises here for a Jordan 11 low. Ballistic nylon mesh with that patent leather. I think it's pretty decent materials. I think the tech specs, even though it's old, I don't mind it too much. And in terms of overall comfort, it's not the most comfortable Jordan retro shoe from like Jordan 1 to 14, but I think it's like tier 2 in terms of comfort. So like under your feet, it's still pretty low to the ground, but I still feel like the cushioning is enough for like casual use. For wide footers, the toe box might be a little bit stiff, a little bit tight, but when you wear it in and break the shoe in, or maybe swap out the insoles that are more molded to your feet if you have custom insoles, I think it could be a pretty comfortable shoe. Not the most comfortable, but definitely better than like an Air Force 1, Nike Dunk. Definitely more comfortable than the Jordan 1s and 4s. And in terms of the versatility of the shoe, I think the 11 lows are pretty wearable. I do think, from a bird's eye view, especially for my fat wide feet, can look a bit chubby with a bit of overflow, but I still think it's a pretty wearable silhouette. I think low cut shoes in a vacuum are slightly more wearable and versatile than like mid or high cuts, and the wearability of this colorway, yeah, super wearable. No weird colors, just essentially a white sneaker with that very standard diffused blue color. Super easy to wear. Jordan Brand really set a very high bar for the Jordan 11 lows in 2024 with the release of the Space Jams. I think that was the first Jordan 11 low we saw this year. And everything after it, with the Legend Pink as well, and this shoe just falls kind of short. Not really their fault, because I just love that Space Jam colorway. So when it comes to a pretty general and standard, simple but clean colorway, yeah, it doesn't get me super jazzed up, because I just look at those Space Jams and go, oh, it can't compare. It's just, I don't know, it's just so nice. They'd have to come with a much better colorway on the 11 lows for me to get that excited. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Soul Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 11 Low Diffused Blue. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.